Today we're going to be talking about middle school. Yes, middle school. Very great experience. Actually, it pretty was. It actually was. Middle school wasn't really that bad. 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade went all pretty good, especially with the things I'm going to talk about in this video. It's a lot of game-changing things that happened in those years, and I am very, you know, thankful for all of those changes. All right, so 6th grade, it was pretty rough actually. I mean, if you've ever watched one of my previous videos about the throwing up on the first day of school, yep, that's me. First day of 6th grade. You know how much that sucked. Actually, it wasn't that bad, and I gotta get a little bit off topic here, but I got a new haircut, and you know, I don't know, my hair was kind of messy for the whole day, and I tried to brush it, and it literally didn't stick on, if that makes any sense. Like, it didn't brush towards where I wanted to make it stay, and you know, I literally just go like this. I go, yeah. So it's pretty helpful. But anyways, you know, 6th grade, it wasn't pretty at all. The people I met there were, I don't really know what to say them as. Sorry, the little reflections keep getting in there, but it was a tough time, very tough time, especially 6th grade math, and everything else was kind of a piece of cake. Just the math, it was proportions, rank proportions, doing algebra in freaking 6th grade. Come on, I don't know how to do that stuff, and I don't really like paying attention to that stuff either way. And you know, but at that school in 6th grade, I met a lot of really good people, and one of the good guys were, well, I'm gonna name a couple: Alex Serrano, what's the other guy's name? Montrell Fields, Jonathan Rios. Jonathan's actually the guy who pretty much got me started on YouTube, so kudos to him. That's it. And those are like pretty much the three main people that were there for me. Alex, he's a good guy. I kind of made fun of him in my previous videos, and I'm sorry about that. But, you know, he's a really good friend of mine. He's always been. Every Friday, you know, because we had PS3s, every Friday, you know, when we were leaving school, we would always say, see you online. And it was really deep because, you know, playing online, it was good days. And Jonathan, you know, we pretty much did the same thing. We played online as well. Montrell, kind of too, yeah. We would play Black Ops together. And, you know, these three guys are, like, you know, the main people that really helped me out. Even on YouTube too, they really helped me out with the whole YouTube situation. You know, back then I only had like 700 subscribers when I was in 6th grade. No, it was less than that. It was probably like 400. And, you know, I wasn't even big, but they were really there and supporting me. And, you know, I want to say thank you for that. And then one day, you know, me and my friend Gavin Fletcher, he was a big supporter of my channel. I don't think he watches my videos anymore, because who does? And me and him just, you know, one day we just hung out, and he was talking me into switching schools to his school, which is an IB school. It was a pretty good school. And, you know, I kept saying, I don't know, man, I really don't know. Because, you know, switching schools is pretty hard to do. I mean, if you've ever had to do it before, you know the struggle. Meeting new people, meeting new teachers, getting used to the environment, you know, all of that. And then I talked my mom into it, because it was like 2 weeks before the school was about to begin. And I was kind of like, dang, I don't think I'm going to make it. And, you know, we signed up. I made it in. I was like one of the lucky people who got to make it in, because I was honest. I mean, we told the new school that, you know, at my old school, you know, you didn't really learn much, and there was a lot of, you know, ghetto stuff. We didn't really say it like that, but we just said that the old school I was going to, it wasn't really helpful in learning, and the learning environment, it was pretty bad, and which it was. And there was like a bunch of people on the waiting list, is, you know, what they said. And I got really, really, really lucky, and I was like one of the few people who got accepted into that school. I mean, there was a bunch of people, even people who weren't even that smart, but you get the point. I signed up pretty late. I got in, and I gotta give it a thumbs up to Gavin for helping me out with the convincing of going to that school, because if it wasn't for him, my life would have been completely different. I started 7th grade. I was super nervous on the first day. Yeah, it went pretty smooth. And I was really close to throwing up, but I didn't throw up. I remember I was staying in the hallways, and we were in single file line going to the bathrooms, and I was kind of like gagging a bit, but nobody saw me. And it was painful. And those garbage can like right beside me, so I'm guessing those were the messages. But I didn't throw up. I was pretty happy about that. And I'm not gonna lie, 7th grade was like the best year in middle school. There was so many things you learned. There was so many, like, it was just such a big change for me. I can't express that enough. It was awesome. 7th grade is also where I met like some really good teachers too. I gotta give a shout out to Mr. Resch, Daniel Resch. That's his real name. I would always remember when he say, on the first days of school, he would be like, "My name rhymes with fresh," and I always just went by that. I always memorized that. Mr. Resch, the best teacher ever. I wasn't super close with him, but he was like one of the best teachers. I gave him my YouTube channel. I didn't give him it, but I gave him the name of it. This was way back then when I was Deadly Snipers 105, so he probably would have been like, ugh. But I've grown now, so I'm 100% sure he doesn't even have time to watch my videos or even watch my videos. But it's pretty awesome to have. He actually watched my videos. Like I remember, like a week later, a couple days later, he was like, "Angel, I saw your subwoofer videos." I'm like, ah. So that was one of the best teachers I've ever had. He's a cool guy. And I got to give a shout out to this one teacher. I mean, she wasn't the best teacher. I mean, she was nice. I never was really a troublemaker. So, me and her got along very well. I didn't talk to her like a human being, but, I was just that one person who did what they needed to do. And, she was the teacher, so she did what she needed to do. Never got yelled at by her, but I remember every single day in first block during the A-days, once the class was over, the bell would ring, and she wouldn't let us get dismissed by the bell. She would stand by the door, and she would just stare at the class for like a good 5 or 10 seconds, and she'd be like, "Goodbye." And I swear, everybody, dude, everybody just like they just ran off. It was funny. Like she was like the only teacher that I knew that actually did something like that. It was funny. Like the way she did it was funny. Like she didn't even, I don't know, she already knew the drill. It was pretty funny. She would just be like, "Goodbye," and everybody would just rush out. It was pretty funny, but I gotta give a shout out to her for being, I don't know, funny, I guess. When I switched to that new school, which was in 7th grade, and I stayed there until 8th grade, I had to take the bus, and taking the bus was one of the worst things about middle school. I mean, the bus, it's okay. I mean, as long as you don't have anybody with the Bluetooth speakers playing, garbage music. There was every single day, man. Every day. There would, in the morning and in the afternoon, there would be like 6 or 4 people with their Bluetooth speakers. It was so annoying. And that was the only downside of that, but taking the bus, it wasn't really too bad. My bus was like completely filled, so that's the only thing that kind of sucks. Because there was a lot of buses, well, there was a few that would only be half packed, and that would be, I wish I had that, but I didn't. Taking the bus sucked. And there was quite a few people that I met at that school, really a lot of good people. In my 7th grade year, that's pretty much where I met half of them, and then 8th grade year, I just met like a couple. But I mean, it was awesome. These guys, they're the real MVPs. I mean, I really learned a lot, and I learned that, don't trust anybody, don't make anybody be your friend. Watch out for who's gonna spend time with you, watch out for who's gonna be around you, all of that stuff. I gotta give a big shout out to Elijah Luth. He was a huge supporter of the channel back in 7th grade. I was every day, dude. It was 7th grade. Every single day he would, every day he would always talk about my channel. I was just like it wasn't even annoying. It just made me really happy, just knowing that somebody actually cares about my channel, somebody actually watches my channel and talks about it like no tomorrow. Same with Kelvin Escobar. He's one of the good guys. We hung out a lot. He was my buddy ever since I joined that school to the point where I left. He was the real MVP. That's what you call a real friend. And of course, Gavin Fletcher. We can't forget about him. I didn't really talk to him much, but you know, he was the main reason why I actually went to that school. He convinced me, and thank you so much for that. And Ricardo Soto. Yes, Ricardo Soto, number 4, I think. Ricardo Soto. We just had a really close relationship. Not like that, but you know, we're big buddies, and you know, we were both gamers, and we both had YouTube channels. His YouTube channel is really tiny, but he would always watch my videos. Everybody watched my videos, and you know, he would always talk about them. I love that dude so much. No homo, but I don't know, I just won't really ever find a friend like that. I mean, he was one of those guys who would, you know, be annoying and probably, hurt you, not hurt you, but, you know, like punch you here and there. You know, one of those annoying guys. Oh yeah, I forgot to put Clarence in there. Number 5. 5 guys. What a coincidence. But Clarence McGowan, he was the bomb. He was a good guy. He was African American. He was one of the cool guys. I mean, a lot of blacks that I meet, they're nice guys. I mean, I get along with a lot of blacks. I'm not racist or anything, but I mean, he was really unique. He wasn't like the rest of them. He was a really unique guy. On the first day of school, I remember me, him, and Ricardo, we were just sitting at a table at lunch, since, you know, you don't know where to sit when, and we were both new. That's the funny part. I guess God placed us together, and me and Clarence became big buddies as well. I wasn't like his biggest buddy, like texting you every day type buddy, or you know, hanging with you, but we would always be school buddies. You know, every day at lunch we would sit together at the table. We had like a group. I can't remember who else was in that group in 7th grade at least, but we had a group. It was like 6 people. And Clarence, me, Ricardo, and Clarence would always be in that group. So, and Kelvin, he was in my 7th grade class. And Kelvin, yeah. And I'm never gonna forget about Clarence. I mean, he's just one of the important guys that I kind of had to meet in my life. I don't know. He kind of changed the way of like perspectives I had on things. I can't really explain it much, but he was a really nice guy. We shared lockers because we had like huge lockers. It was insane. But everybody had a locker buddy, and me and him, we were locker buddies for the 2 years, 7th and 8th grade, which is funny. Me and Clarence just got along very well, and you know, I gotta appreciate him for, you know, being my bodyguard, because he would always be by me like every day. Anywhere I went, he would always be like by my side, and you know, it was pretty chill, you know, having one of the bigger guys be one of your best friends. I wouldn't consider him, you know, like best friend, but you know, your bodyguard. So it was pretty awesome. I mean, I could say millions of other things, but I can't really think of them right now. Oh yeah, I had braces, and from 5th grade to freshman year, so I had braces for quite a while. And middle school with braces kind of sucked, because it just really did. It wasn't really fun at all. You had to be really cautious. I mean, anything you ate would get stuck in your teeth. Carrots, apples, just anything. It sucked. And you know, your breath would always smell, because you know, braces can't really get clean when you brush in there. It's a lot of buildup that you can't really get off unless you go to the dentist, like for regular cleaning a lot. It sucked, but I did it. Yeah. That new school, it changed my whole life. It really taught me a lesson, and I can't really discuss that lesson in this video, because it's a really complex lesson. It's not just one lesson. You're like, you know, how to read a book. It was, you know, just more about life and who you can trust. I really learned about being myself and being who I am today. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like a mama's boy back in 6th grade. Not really a mama's boy, but I I didn't really know what to do in my life. My walking, it was really strange. Like, you know those guys in school who walk and their arms don't even move. That was me. It was really scary, and I didn't really like that. And the way I dressed up, it was kind of goofy. None of my clothes ever looked decent. I never looked fancy like how I do right now. And my haircuts would always be off, like how it probably does look on camera. But that's because when you don't brush your hair for the whole day, and especially the motivation. Like, the motivation really played a big role, I gotta say. I don't know if I would have been still doing YouTube if I never went to that school, because motivation played a big role. Hearing people actually caring about your YouTube channel really sparked me up, and opened my mind and made me open-minded and all that. I'm not trying to get emotional in this video, but you get the point. And I was a really big gamer. I was like the definition of a gamer. And this was back when games were actually decent. I really miss those days. I'll probably make a video about that later in the future on why I miss playing video games. I really miss those good old days. Middle school, it's not all that bad if you know how to defend yourself, if you know the basic things of life, if you're a good noodle, if you don't get into a lot of relationships or whatever, you'll be fine. I wasn't a player or anything. I really didn't get into any. I'm not gonna lie about that one. I did in a way, but I'm not gonna count those as relationships because those are just goofy. Everybody in middle school plays you. If you're like me and you're mature, you know what life is, then you'll be fine, but you'll just really be bothered by the people around you. That's how I always felt. It was really life-threatening. Not life-threatening, but it was just really suffering, But I got out of it, and it wasn't even that hard. The math was the only thing I ever really struggled on a lot. And till this day, I fail math all the time. Everything else was a piece of cake. On 8th grade, that's when it really was challenging. But 7th grade and 6th grade weren't all that hard. It was just the math. That's pretty much it. But even in 7th grade, I passed math with really good grades, and I really didn't understand a single thing that we would do. That was the funny part. I didn't really get that, but I passed. So if you're going to middle school, then just play it calm, play it safe, have the time of your life. I'm in high school right now. I'm a sophomore, so it's the same thing essentially, but it's just more people and a lot of drug addicts that you're gonna meet, which kind of sucks. And a lot of people who are gonna think they're cool because they do this and they do that, even though they probably don't even do that, or they do an inferior quality of that, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I think that's all for this video. So my time is now, and school is hard, but you're just gonna have to get used to it. YouTube probably would have been much different, and me, the type of person who I was back in 6th grade, the type of clothing I would wear was much different in 6th grade, but all this kind of changed. That's all I really have to say. So thank you for watching this video. I had to take my glasses off, or else you'd probably see that the whole video. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.